Even people who have never played Minecraft may recognize the hostile mob called the Creeper. Its fame is partly due to its lethal habit of exploding when near the player, causing a lot of damage to both you and your buildings. Based on a failed pig model that Notch attempted back in survival test, they are especially deadly because they are silent up until the moment they start to hiss. When aggroed, they will walk to within a small distance away from you and start to flash green and white. You only have about 1.5 seconds of this before the creeper explodes and causes a crater to appear. However, if you run out of their range, about 4 blocks away, then the countdown will stop. This makes them relatively easy to kill, provided you keep calm and notice them quickly. If you see one, run towards it and attack. People who have never played Minecraft may recognize the hostile mob called the Creeper. Its fame is partly due to its lethal habit of exploding when near the player, causing a lot of damage to both you and your buildings. Based on a failed pig model that Notch attempted back in survival test, they are especially deadly because they are silent up until the moment they start to hiss. When aggroed, they will walk to within a small distance away from you and start to flash green and white.
Drop between 0 and 2 feathers, which are useful for making arrows. However, like sheep, it's also useful to keep some chickens alive, because every 5 or 10 minutes a chicken will lay an egg. Eggs can be used in making cakes or for throwing like a dirty yobbo. Each thrown egg has 1 in 8 chance of hatching into a chick, and
people who have never played Minecraft may recognize the hostile mob called the Creeper. Its fame is partly due to its lethal habit of exploding when near the player, causing a lot of damage to both you and your buildings. Based on a failed pig model that Notch attempted back in survival test, they are especially deadly because they are silent up until the moment they start to hiss. When aggroed, they will walk to within a small
leather and
distance
steak
away
like
from you and
ordinary
start to
cows,
flash
and they can be
green
milked
and
with a
white.
bucket just like ordinary cows too. They live in a special biome known as the giant mushroom biome, a bizarre place full of mycelium and giant red and white mushrooms. If you breed 2 mushrooms together, they produce a baby mushrooms. These babbies can't give you stew and can't be sheared until fully grown, but you can milk them right away. If you want to know more,
people who have never played Minecraft may recognize the hostile mob called the Creeper. Its fame is partly due to its lethal habit of exploding when near the player, causing a lot of damage to both you and your buildings. Based on a failed pig model that Notch attempted back in survival test, they are especially deadly because they are silent up until the moment they start to
you kill it and split into 4 large
aggroed, they will
slime.
walk
Kills
to
each
within
have
a
2
small
hearts
distance
of
away
HP
from you
and deal 1 half
flash
damage.
green
When you
and
kill a
white.
large slime, 4 tiny slimes will spawn. It's these tiny slimes that will drop the mob drop, the useful slime ball, and they have half a heart of HP and deal no damage at all. For more about where the slime spawns and possible mob traps for the green globs of goo, go to the wiki page on the subject.
People who have never played Minecraft may recognize the hostile mob called the Creeper. Its fame is partly due to its lethal habit of exploding when near the player, causing a lot of damage to both you and your buildings. Based on a failed pig model that Notch attempted back in survival test, they are especially deadly because they are silent up until the moment they start to
Kill it when you fight back with your chance, you'll awaken other silverfish inside blocks in this area, making for an unexpectedly tough fight if you aren't prepared. As well as spawning from block 97, there's also a silverfish spawner inside every end portal room of each stronghold. Now, as there's always lava inside this room as well, it makes a swarm of silverfish quite hard to deal with if you get overrun. Click here to check out the video about
People who have never played Minecraft may recognize the hostile mob called the Creeper. Its fame is partly due to its lethal habit of exploding when near the player, causing a lot of damage to both you and your buildings. Based on a failed pig model that Notch attempted back in survival test, they are
area. You begin to throw snowballs at them. This is next week, because the snowballs deal no damage, only serving to knock the hostile mob back. This can, however, lead to some interesting defense ideas, such as this one, or this one. In certain biomes, snow golems will leave a trail of snow wherever they go, making snowball farming very quick and easy once you've learned how to use it. Because they're made out of snow, the snow golems will take damage when they're touched by water, either as rain or on the ground, so be careful where you build your freezing.
People who have never played Minecraft may recognize the hostile mob called the Creeper. Its fame is partly due to its lethal habit of exploding when near the player, causing a lot of damage to both you and your buildings. Based on a failed pig model that Notch attempted back in
Depending on
survival
your
test,
stamina, upon death, begin to drop 0 and 2 pieces of rotten flesh, and also have the chance to drop a rare iron, no damage, rotten flesh is for eating, but it's likely to get you poisoned, so better to lead to some, like skeletons, zombies will catch fire and burn in the sunlight. When the sun comes up, zombies will often seek the shelter of trees
trees and shade. Be careful when you're in hard mode, as zombies have the scary ability to be able to break down your door. They'll go after you if you aggro them, and shutting your door will just make them crowd around it and beat you down. Zombies also have it in for the friendly NPC villagers, chasing them around the village at night. People who have never played Minecraft may recognise the hostile mob called the Creeper. Its fame is partly due to its lethal habit of exploding on the player, causing a lot of damage to both. If any tormenting toughies try to tackle the timid townsfolk, the Golem will bash the brain-dead bullies until they re-die. As well as spawning, the iron door can be made using iron blocks and a pumpkin head placed in this configuration. As each iron block is made using 9 iron ingots, it means it takes 36 iron ingots to make each iron golem. They make up for this expensive recipe by having the second highest number of hit points of all of the mobs in the game, only beaten by the Ender Dragon. Not only this, they do between 3.5 and 10.5 hearts of damage. And be careful, if you attack a villager, or the naturally spawning golem itself, you too will face its wrath with big bashy arms. If you do succeed, people who have never played Minecraft may recognise the hostile mob called the Creeper. Its fame is partly due to its lethal habit of exploding.
Enderman teleports from, or when a player kills an Ender pearl. Don't worry about your world being covered by Endermites. Each Enderman can only spawn a certain number of them. They are hostile to players, dealing 2 damage per hit in normal, making them quite dangerous if you ignore them. Because the Endermite is based off the Silverfish, it sometimes tries to burrow into blocks when left alone, but can't. Endermites will also take damage when walking on soul sand because they sink into the block and can't breathe. Click up here for the video.
People who have never played Minecraft may recognise the hostile mob called the Creeper. Its fame is partly due to its lethal habit of exploding.
Enderman teleports from, or when a player kills an Ender pearl. Don't worry about your world being covered by Endermites. Each Enderman can only spawn a certain number of them. They are hostile to players, dealing 2 damage per hit in normal, making them quite dangerous if you ignore them. Because the Endermite is based off the Silverfish, it sometimes tries to burrow into blocks when left alone, but can't.
Your beds and your active
Endermites will
furnaces,
also take
and you
damage
can't
when
open
walking on
chests while
soul
they do.
sand because they sink
They'll
into
also
the block
breed
and
with other
can't
cats
breathe.
once both have been fed with
Click
raw
up
fish
here for
again.
the video.
Their most useful feature, however, is that they scare away the explosive mob, the Creeper. A Creeper will
People who have never played Minecraft may recognise the hostile mob called the Creeper. Its fame is partly due to its lethal habit of exploding.
Enderman teleports from, or when a player kills an Ender pearl. Don't worry about your world being covered by Endermites. Each Enderman can only spawn a certain number of them. They are hostile to players, dealing 2 damage
walk
per
around
hit
on
in
no
normal,
bouncing,
making them
jumping
quite
lot,
dangerous if
which
you
makes
ignore
trapping
them.
them in pits
Because the
much
Enderman
easier.
is based off the
They drop
Silverfish,
both
it
bows
sometimes tries
between
to
0
burrow
and
into blocks
2,
when left
and
alone,
arrows
but can't.
also between 0 and 2.
Endermites
This
will
makes
also
them
take
valuable
damage
because
when
bones
walking
can be
on
made into
soul
bone
sand
meal,
because
which
they
in
sink
turn
into
can be
the
used
block
in a
and
lot of
can't
ways.
breathe.
Like a lot of hostile mobs, skeletons are vulnerable to the sun and will burst into flames when the sun appears unless they are in shape.
People who have never played Minecraft may recognise the hostile mob called the Creeper. Its fame is partly due to its lethal habit of
Enderman teleports from, or when a player kills an Ender pearl. Don't worry
They're
about
passive
your
at
world
first, but
being
if you look at
covered
them
by
by putting your
Endermites.
retinue on the
Each
enemy's
Enderman
torso,
can
they'll
spawn
turn
a
hostile
certain
and
number of
attack.
them. They are
Their method of
hostile
attack is
players
strange
dealing
as well.
2
They
damage
have the
per
ability
hit
to
in
teleport.
normal,
When
making them
aggro,
quite
they'll
dangerous
teleport
if you
away and then
ignore them.
reappear a bit later behind you and attack. This makes it quite hard to fight them, as you need to either listen out to the sound of them reappearing and then swing to face them, or get your back to a wall. They'll take damage when they're in water, so if you're near a pool or a lake, then head into it, and they'll take damage when they teleport to you. If you head to the end, there's loads of Endermen, so take a pumpkin with you, because if you put on your head, the Enderman will... People who have never played Minecraft may recognise the hostile mob called the Creeper. Its fame is partly due to its lethal habit of
Don't worry
They're
about
passive
your
at
world
first, but
being
if you look at
covered
them
by
by putting your retinue on the enemy's torso,
Killing
they'll
the
turn
sheep is
hostile
less
and
profitable,
attack.
getting you
Their
only
method
one
of
bow,
attack is
but it's
strange
more
as well.
useful
They have
early
the
on in
ability
the
to
game when you
teleport.
don't have the material
When
for
aggro,
shears.
they'll teleport away
Sheep
and
will
then
eat
reappear
tall
a bit
grass and
later
over
behind
time
you
will
and
grow
attack.
their wool
This
back
makes it
again.
quite hard to fight them,
Sheep,
as you need
like
to
a lot
either
of
listen
other
out to the
animals
sound
in
of them reappearing
Minecraft, will
and then
mate
swing
with
to
each
face
other
them,
if you
or
feed them
get your
both
back to a
wheat,
wall.
and then after a
They'll
short
take
time
damage when
will
they're in
produce a
water,
baby
so
animal.
if you're near a
Sheep
pool or a
naturally
lake,
occur
then
in a
head
few
into it,
different
and they'll
colours:
take damage when
white,
they teleport
black,
to you.
grey,
If you head to
brown
the end,
and
there's
pink.
loads of Endermen, so
Each colour
take
of
a
sheep
pumpkin
will
with you.
give that colour of wool when they're sheared or killed.
People who've never played Minecraft may recognize the hostile mob called the Creeper. Its fame is partly due to its lethal habit of when a skeleton spawns, it has an 80% chance to be if you look skeleton. Save if you lose a small egg, killing them. When the wither skeleton hits you, you're inflicted with a wither effect, poisoning the player and making all your hearts go black. Upon death, they have the chance to drop bones and coal, and also a lesser chance to drop their sword and even their skull. Because this skull is needed to make the wither boss, farming wither skeletons is a late game necessity. One way to do this is to make a 2-block high cubby hole, as the taller wither skeletons can't get in there. Of course, if you have plenty of arrows, this is also a great way to attack, because the wither skeleton, like the zombie, has to get close to kill you.
Take these red wither hands off!
People who've never played Minecraft may recognize the hostile mob called the Creeper. Its fame is partly due to
It resembles a giant pufferfish-like creature which inhabits and defends the treasures of the ocean monument, patrolling both inside and out. However, being above water isn't a certain safe option. They can target you whilst you ride in a boat too, attacking you with their long-range beam-like attack. They are also covered by 12 spines, and if you attack them whilst those spines are protruding, you will take a small amount of damage. Armour is essential, buffs are recommended. Killing them is more simple when they are grounded, and whilst they don't suffocate, they're not in their comfort zone and flap around helplessly. When killed, they can drop prismarine shards and crystals, raw fish, and rarely raw salmon, clownfish and pufferfish. Click up here on
because the wither skeleton, like the zombie, has to get close to kill you. People who've never played Minecraft may recognize the hostile mob called the Creeper.
There are 3 of them for every giant pufferfish-like creature which inhabits and defends the
When you get near to the ocean monument, a ghostly image of the Elder Guardian will float around you, inflicting minor fatigue 300, making it very difficult to mine through the structure until the Elder Guardians are killed. This effect is renewed every few minutes. Like the Guardians, they attack the player in 2 ways, using their beam-like ranged attack and an attack similar to the Thorns enchantment. When you melee attack them, some damage is reflected off. If you manage to kill them, they have a chance to drop a collection of items: raw fish, prismarine shards and crystals, a wet sponge, and sometimes a rarer type of fish. When fighting underwater, the Depth Strider enchantment is super useful, and respiration or water
People who've never played Minecraft may recognize the hostile mob called the Creeper.
There are 3 of them for every giant pufferfish-like creature which inhabits and defends the
When you get near to the ocean monument, a ghostly image of the Elder Guardian will float around above water, inflicting minor fatigue 300, making it very difficult to mine through the structure until the Elder Guardians are killed. This effect is renewed every few minutes. Like the Guardians, they attack the player in 2 ways, using their beam-like ranged attack and an attack similar to the Thorns enchantment. When you melee attack them, some damage is reflected off. If you manage to kill them, they have a chance to drop a collection of items: raw fish, prismarine shards and crystals, and wet sponge, and sometimes a rarer type of fish.
If you kill cows with fire, then they drop cooked steak instead of raw steak. There's a second type of cow called the Mooshroom. People who've never played Minecraft may recognize the hostile mob called the Creeper.
There are 3 of them for every giant pufferfish-like creature which inhabits and defends the
When you get near to the ocean monument, a ghostly image of the Elder Guardian will float around above water, inflicting minor fatigue 300, making it very difficult to mine through the structure until the Elder Guardians
catch
are
fire
killed.
in the sun.
This effect is renewed every few minutes.
There's a light level of
Guardians, they
9
attack
or
the player
higher.
in 2 ways.
Be careful though, if you attack them, they'll become hostile and attack you until they're killed. There are 2 types of spiders: regular spiders and cave spiders. Cave spiders are smaller, have a blue skin, and are able to poison you when they attack, so be wary. Cave spiders are only found in dungeons and abandoned mines. Regular spiders are found almost everywhere.
People who've never played Minecraft may recognize the hostile mob called the Creeper.
There are 3 of them for every giant pufferfish-like creature which inhabits and defends the
When you get near to the ocean monument, a ghostly image of the Elder Guardian will float around above water, minor fatigue 300, making it very difficult to mine through the structure until the Elder Guardians
Which
are
not
killed.
only set you on fire, but also the surrounding netherrack. Thirdly, there's a weak melee attack if you get close to it. Because they're big, spinny, birdy, flying mobs of death, fighting them is quite hard. It's often difficult to get close enough to use your sword, and the relatively long charging time of the bow makes you very open to attack. Snowballs will hurt the blaze and are a good way to attack it, and get close enough to finish it off with your sword.
People who never played Minecraft may recognize the hostile mob called the Creeper.
There are three of them. Every time there's a giant when you get near to the
they bound up and separate, giving the environment a three-file spring. If you look carefully as they jump, you will see their molten lava core. They can damage you if they jump on them, so be careful when fighting them. Like slime, once you defeat the large Magma Cube, it splits into smaller Magma Cubes, and then into tiny Magma Cubes. The large Magma Cube and the medium Magma Cube both have the chance to drop a Magma Cream upon death, which is used in potion making. Because the Magma Cube has a lot of hit points, and rather than dying splits up into small
People who never played Minecraft may recognize the hostile mob called the Creeper.
The mob also has teeth in its back end, which are purely aesthetic, because squid can't harm the player. When you kill a squid, it'll drop between 1 and 3 ink sacs used in dyeing wool and making books. As they move along, their 8 tentacles open and close, giving the appearance of propulsion. Seeing that they're water mobs, they won't be affected by currents, but they are pretty weak swimmers. Because squids can spawn in any size and depth of water, they'll sometimes spawn in your pools, and you'll get a sad-eyed squid staring dolefully at you. To hear more about their drop, the
potion making. Because the Magma Cube has a lot of hit points, and rather than dying
People who never played Minecraft may recognize the hostile mob called the Creeper.
Right-clicking with an empty hand. When you kill it, it'll get thrown straight back off ink sac. Don't worry, this will happen a few times. Then the horse will change its mind, hearts will appear, and it will be tamed. Then you can get off the horse and shift right-click to open its inventory. Place a saddle in the saddle slot and remount your horse. You can also equip horse armor as well, to give the horse armor. Breeding is possible with horses too, by feeding them a golden apple. And in all cases, the offspring of the two horses has better stats than them, including speed, health, and jump strength. Speaking of jump strength, you can
People who never played Minecraft may recognize the hostile mob called the Creeper.
Right-clicking with an empty hand. When you kill it, it'll get straight back off ink sac. Don't worry, this will happen a few times. Then the horse will change its mind, hearts will appear, and it will be tamed. You can get off the horse and shift right-click to open or by entering them with your Place a saddle in the saddle slot and remount them either by deflecting their fire. You can also equip horse armor as well, or by shooting them with arrows, and upon death they have the chance of dropping a Ghast tier. If you're farming Ghast tiers, it's often a good idea to get Ghast to low health and then make sure it's above an accessible place before you kill it. Ghasts also drop between 0 and
People who never played Minecraft may recognize the hostile mob called the Creeper.
They have large heads and big saggy noses. No one really knows why. There are 5 features currently in the game: the farmer, the librarian, the priest, the blacksmith, and the butcher. Villagers will trade with the player if you right-click on them, and they make different offers depending on their profession. Villagers can and will mate when there's not many of them in the village. This happens the same way as farm animals mating, and the resulting villager children are tiny and will run around speedily chasing each other. Villagers will run indoors at night and close the doors, and it's just as well as zombies will come and try to knock the doors down. To protect them, there's the Iron Golem, not technically a villager but still a friendly face.
People who never played Minecraft may recognize the hostile mob called the Creeper.
They have large heads and big saggy noses. No one really knows why.
50% chance of normal difficulty and 100% on hard. Now, you might want to turn them back, which is doable. First, you throw a splash potion of weakness at them, and then feed them an unenchanted golden apple. The zombie villager will hiss if it's successful and begin to shudder. Of course, de-zombifying takes time, 2 to 5 minutes of time, and in that time the zombie villager can still attack you and still die from all the normal causes, including sunlight. If you're curing more than one, it's a good idea to isolate them, so that the first de-zombified villager isn't horribly mutilated by his still zombified companion. After the process is completed,
People who never played Minecraft may recognize the hostile mob called the Creeper.
They have large heads and big saggy noses. No one really knows why.
50% chance of normal difficulty and 100% by rate. Now, you might want to turn them back, which is doable. They have some different characters. Splash potion, they don't burn in some, and then feed them an unenchanted golden apple, and can fit through zombie village will hiss if it's successful. Like regular zombies, of course, they can spawn with armor, take time, 2 to 5 minutes, and they make groaning sounds. However, the baby's groans are higher.
can still die from all the normal
There's an
causes,
extremely
including
rare
some
variation of
life.
the baby zombie
If you're
that sometimes
curing more than
spawns on
one,
a
it's
chicken,
good idea
with
to
no fall
isolate
damage,
so
will
that
sometimes
the
lay
first
eggs and
zombie
track the
villager
player.
isn't horribly
Click.
mutilated by his still zombified companion. After the process is completed.
Never played Minecraft may recognize hostile mobs.
They have large heads,
Also called Witcher, but the way they're really 50% fighting style, they launch various potions at you, depending on how far away you are and your current health. They launch slow potions, potions of weakness, poison potions, and harming potions. They can also drink fire resistance and healing potions, making them the only non-boss mob who can heal and pretty much impervious to fire attacks. If you manage to get the first hit in, then the witch may try and heal and thus can't attack, meaning you can attack her some more. Using a bow is a good idea, as it has a higher range than any of the potions that she throws. Lastly, she drops the most variety of items out of any mobs in. Never played Minecraft may recognize hostile
They
mobs.
come in many colours and hop bound around the world. However, if you go near them, they'll avoid you like the Ocelot Cat. They can be tamed using carrots, and again you have to remain still like the Ocelot. Once tamed, they can be bred with both types of carrots or dandelions. Like horses, the baby will be the same colouring as the parents. When killed, rabbits drop a rabbit hide, rabbit meat, and sometimes a rabbit's foot. Wild rabbits, if they get into your farmland, will find your carrots and destroy them. There's a very, very rare hostile rabbit, the killer rabbit of Kerbanog, which has a dangerous attack. Those who know their Monty Python will instantly get the reference, but don't treat this rabbit lightly. In fact, it might confuse it if you ran away a bit more. Go and chase.
Never played Minecraft may recognize hostile
They
mobs.
come in many colours and hop bound around the world. However, if you go near them, they'll avoid you like the Ocelot. They can be tamed using carrots, and again you have to remain still like the Ocelot. Once tamed, they can be bred with both types of carrots or dandelions. Like horses, the baby will be the same colouring as the parents. When killed, rabbits drop a rabbit hide, rabbit meat, and sometimes a rabbit's
click on the
foot.
pig and ride it
Wild
around.
rabbits, if they get
It's a
into your
bit bizarre,
farmland, will
but
find
the
your
pig gets
carrots
its
and
own back
destroy
because
them.
there's no way to
There's a
steer
very,
it.
very rare
In
hostile
fact, there is an
rabbit, the
achievement
killer
in
rabbit
Minecraft
of
for riding
Kerbanog,
off a
which has a
cliff on the
dangerous
back of a
attack.
pig.
Those who
Like
know their
most
Monty
other
Python
passive
will
mobs,
instantly get the
pigs
reference,
can be
but
bred
don't treat this
and a
rabbit
tiny
lightly.
but
In
big-headed
fact,
piglet
it might
will be
confuse it if
spawned.
you ran away a bit
Interesting
more. Go
fact,
and chase.
the creepy crackly C4 filled mob the creeper
Never played Minecraft may recognize hostile
They
mobs.
come in many colours and hop bound around the world. However, if you go near them, they'll avoid you like the Ocelot. They can be tamed using carrots, and again you have to remain still like the Ocelot. Once tamed, they can be bred with both types of carrots or dandelions. Like horses, the baby will be the same colouring as the parents. When killed, rabbits drop a rabbit hide, rabbit meat, and sometimes a rabbit's
click on the
foot.
pig and ride it
Wild
around.
rabbits, if they get
It's a
into your
bit bizarre.
farmland, will
It's
find your
like the
carrots and
PvP
destroy
story,
them.
there's no way to
It's a
steer
very,
it.
very rare
If
hostile
you travel
rabbit,
too far
the
away from the
killer
wolf
rabbit
and it's
of
not
Kerbanog,
sitting, it will
which has a
teleport to
dangerous
you,
attack.
just like any
Those who
faithful
know
dog
their
and
Monty
companion
Python
should.
will instantly get the
Pigs
reference,
keep an
but
eye on the
don't
wolf's
treat
tail
this
though,
rabbit
because
lightly.
how high the tail points is an indication of how much health the wolf has. If it has poor or low health, feed it.
Never played Minecraft may recognize hostile
They
mobs.
come in many colours and hop bound around the world. However, if you go near them, they'll avoid you like the Ocelot. They can be tamed using carrots, and again you have to remain still like the Ocelot.
As each one
Once
can
tamed,
do
they
2.5
can
hours
be
of
bred
damage,
with both
a horde of
types
angry zombie
dandelions.
pigmen is quite a
Like
dangerous
horses,
occurrence.
the baby will
Not
be the
only
same
that,
colour
they're
as the
immune to
parents.
fire damage,
When
so a
killed,
fire aspect sword won't
rabbits
deal any
hide,
additional damage,
rabbit
and you
meat,
can't kill them with
sometimes
lava. If you go far enough away, they'll lose sight of you. Or you could take the nether portal out to escape, but watch out when you return. Upon being killed, zombie pigmen have the chance to drop 1 rotten flesh, and also have the chance to drop 1 golden nugget. They also have the rare chance to drop either a gold ingot, a gold sword, or a gold helmet. Interesting fact, zombie pigmen can actually